You're watching this video because you probably want to know how I batch create my content and stay so consistent over the years. I've been posting content consistently on my business page on Facebook 3 to 5 times a week and my personal Facebook page about 2 times a day for almost a decade. I also post on YouTube consistently and in my Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs free Facebook community. At the time of this recording, I'm almost at 500 podcast episodes and you will see me in other places as well, but the point is I am consistently posting without the burnout because of the strategy I'm gonna teach you about today, and that is content batching. What's up? This is Meliss, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the info you need to get the results you want, because today I'm going to break down everything you need to know about content batching so you can streamline your business and have a running system that doesn't send you into overdrive and burnout. Content creators and online entrepreneurs like myself have to create a lot of meaningful content, and this can be very overwhelming for many reasons. Sometimes it's hard to come up with new ideas. Now, if that's the case, you'll want to watch this video about where to find inspiration when you're out of ideas. Other times, it's because you don't have a system in place to create consistent and meaningful content without the hassle. And when you stay until the end, I'm gonna give you my free content batching guide, which will help you identify what content to post, where, as well as the content format you'll need, and it will help you lay out and plan your content for the next month so you can batch it easily without the burnout. But first, if you're new here, I'm Meliss 𝐥𝐤𝐤, and I'm an online marketing strategist and business growth expert to coaches and healers. My whole channel is about marketing, online business, mindset, and manifestation. Hit that subscribe button and join the family so you can grow a profitable online business. Now, let's get into it. So now let's talk about why we actually content batch. Basically, content batching helps us plan in advance. And if you ever were in school, you had teachers, just know your teachers were there before school started, weeks before the school year began, doing what's known as pre-planning. And that's so that when you come to school, they were able to just spend the time teaching. It's the same thing here in content batching. We plan in advance, so now we can spend time running our business, and this is used to attract new clients to us, so planning in advance. Also, it secures your consistency. It's very hard to wake up every morning, think about what to post, remember to post, and continue doing all the other things on your to-do list. But if you do it all in advance, now you know that you've set yourself up for success and you're going to be consistent. It also really helps with having a busy schedule, which I am very busy. I have a lot of things going on, a lot of businesses, a lot of family things that take care, my health, a lot of stuff. So I'm very, very busy, and that means I'm very, very scheduled. So because I have such a busy schedule, content batching allows the content to fit into that busy schedule. Content batching helps save time and energy. I've been healing from a lot of surgeries, and content batching has allowed me to heal quietly on the side while my content is still going out consistently and my business is running basically on its own. So really great to save time and energy. And also it gets easier to write more when you are in the flow with one type of content. So you focus on one activity at a time. We're gonna go through this a little bit more in this video and also in that content batching guide. Now let's discuss how we actually content batch. So basically, this is doing that same activity in one go. Not the entire process from A to Z, but just one part of the process, one activity type without switching to that next activity type. So an example could be if you need to take selfies for social media. You could spend one time doing that one activity. So you just change your shirt. You know, you already have your hair and makeup ready, so you're just gonna take a selfie. Then you change your shirt, then you take another selfie. This is batch creating your selfies. And you can decide if you wanna batch create for 1 week or 1 month or even an entire quarter. Then after you did that one batch, that first day, the next day you're gonna do another activity. So if we are doing that A to Z, then we say on day 1 we do A, on day 2 we do B, on day 3 we do C. Instead of saying we do one complete process A to Z and then the next day another complete process A to Z. So the next day you would do another activity and then you'd get in the flow of each activity. And it really helps when you use a project management system like Trello. And what I like to do is just brain dump everything. When it comes to content batching, you have to be able to strategize. And I do this with what I call content pillars. Content pillars are a really helpful form of organizing your ideas and being able to consistently put out content. If you need help with content pillars, you can watch a video right up here. You also want to think about what platform you want to be on, because you don't want to be on all the platforms unless you have the time that you can invest into that or the money to invest into that. So just pick that platform that really feels good to you and figure out what type of content that platform really enjoys and boosts in the algorithm. So the next thing is to think about the content type that you want to do, that format, if it's written, if it's audio, if it's video. And the last part of this is to strategize how many days a week you want to be posting content, so you'll know how many content pieces you need to create when you sit down to batch create. Hey, before we continue, do me a favor and go ahead and tap that like button right now, because it lets me know that you find value in my content. It really makes a huge difference, and then I know to make more of these types of videos for you in the future. Many thanks. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me on my YouTube channel. All right, let's go hop back in. So what we're talking about here is when to post, what to post. Maybe you have a story flow or a theme that keeps reoccurring. Maybe you're focused on some promotions or launches that you have taking place at certain times within the month. Also, you can look at the holidays or significant events that are happening in your industry and create content around those, or not if you're taking the day off. But you can create content around all of these ideas, and then I want you to think about that cadence. What is the cadence of posting content for you look like? Now, if you are recording video content of any kind, part of planning is your outfits. What are you gonna wear in your Instagram reels? Or what are you gonna wear in your Facebook lives or YouTube videos? So if you have video content, planning your outfits is actually part of this batching process. And then you wanna know when to execute and schedule it. So when I do my batching for my long form social media content posts, I like to decide, what am I doing in one sitting? So I might sit down and do content for all of the Mondays, and then another day, all of the Tuesdays or all of the Wednesdays, and create content that way instead of creating a week's worth of content Monday through Friday. I rather have content of the same kind every single day. So maybe you do like Motivation Monday, then you would sit down in one sitting and create several Motivation Mondays, maybe 4, and then you've created for the whole month, or 12 and you've created for the whole quarter. Then we'd move on to Tuesdays. Maybe Tuesdays you have some other theme or storyline that runs through there. So you would sit in one sitting and create all of the content for Tuesday in one sitting. And then also you could batch. This is what I do. I batch my brainstorming day. Then I batch another day where I'm creating a script or I'm creating the content. Then another day I sit down and I emojify everything. That's where I drop emojis into my content. Then I might go in another day and edit it just to make sure it flows and it sounds right. And then on another day, I might create the image that goes along with it. So that's another way to batch create. One thing to really pay attention to here is how many content pieces you want to create. So decide how long that will take you to create it, so you can put that in your calendar and schedule it, and it can come up every month. Maybe you're doing content creation once a month. What day of the month are you doing that? Put that on the calendar now. Now I want you to think about being realistic here. Create a timeline for when things are due. And by realistic, I mean the behavior that you have. What is your maybe human design in how you create things? Or what times are coming up where you're not able to do things because you have a meeting or you're going out of town? Just really understand that. Or your habits. What habits do you have? Are you really productive in the morning? Then maybe you need to create content in the morning. I'm most productive way late at night, and I write my content like 6 p.m. till midnight or even later. I'm a night owl. So that's it. Just like figure out your habits and when you have time that's available. What's your personality? Do you have days off? How many breaks do you want to take from posting on social media? And that will help you decide how many content pieces you really need to create. Also, how much can you realistically create in one sitting? If you say, I'm gonna sit here and create 50 pieces of content all on Monday, can you really get that done? So just be realistic in that. You know, for me, when we create podcasts, for example, we have podcasts that drop 2 times every single week. So that's 6 weeks of content would be 12 episodes. And then when you plan your content, you want to decide, are you planning weekly? Are you planning for a month's worth of content, quarterly, or something different? And that can fluctuate depending on what you have going on in your life and business at the time. Next, you'll want to create a workflow. So I have a video about my YouTube content batching workflow, and I'll link that here and also down in the description below. And then you can watch that video and learn what a workflow really looks like, that visual representation of taking each step one after the other and moving things along to the finish line. And speaking about workflows, don't forget that I'm about to give you my content batching guide for free, which will help you identify what content to post, where, as well as the content format that you'll need, and it will help you lay out and plan your content for the next month so you can batch it easily without the burnout. Okay, let's quickly go over some examples. You can batch create visual assets like videos, selfies, or quotes with those images. If you're on YouTube, you can batch create your thumbnails, or you can batch create finding sounds or writing descriptions. If you create graphic content, then you'll want to write the copy, and then you'll want to design the images. For example, carousels on Instagram. First write the copy, then design, then schedule. If you're doing video, you might want to write scripts in one sitting, and then filming in one sitting, and then editing in one sitting, and then scheduling. Creating theme days is a good example. So you'd write all of the themes, then you'd edit, then you'd emojify, then you'd schedule. Running my YouTube channel. Let me tell you that setting up my filming equipment, I don't have just a studio where the equipment is always set up. So every time I want to record a video, I have to reset up the equipment, and then when I'm done, I have to take it all back down and store it. So filming equipment takes about 2 hours for me to set up. Then we do hair and makeup, kind of. That can take an hour. 3 hours to get ready so that I can film. And it wouldn't make sense to take 3 hours to get ready and film a 10-minute video. So I will sit here and I will batch create, and I will record more than one video at one time. And the last step in content batching is to schedule. You want to schedule out your content in advance. So use a calendar in your project management system or a calendar from your scheduling software. Also, schedule the next time that you're planning to have your next planning session. So if today is the day you sit down and content batch and create all of your content for the month, then you'll want to write on the calendar a month from now that you're going to open that up on your calendar to do that again. So for quarterly, when I do it quarterly, I take 3 days off at the end of the quarter, and I don't take any calls, I don't take any appointments, and I just create content for every platform. For monthly, I would create content on the 24th of every month because it works in my schedule. And for weekly, if I was doing weekly, which I haven't done in many years, I would do it every Sunday. So let me know below if you will batch your content weekly, monthly, or quarterly. Now, earlier in the video, I said I would share with you my content batching guide. So let's walk through how to use that right now.
When you click on the link in the description below, you're going to get to a page that looks like this. And all you need to do is put in your first name and your email address, and then click on the red button that says, yes, send me my free guide now. Once you do that, you're going to get an email and you're going to see the content batching guide there. This content batching guide is a step-by-step guide for creating a month's worth of content. It's going to talk about what content batching is and give plenty of examples. Then we're going to go into content pillars, and I'm going to give you room to do it yourself. We go into all the examples, and then I help you schedule out and batch create your content.
So now that you understand what content batching is, the importance of it, and how to implement it in your business, if you want to see batching in full action, I take you through my YouTube walkthrough flow in this video here called my Proven YouTube Creation Flow. And in it, I show you how you can create a step-by-step workflow like the one that I have to streamline your batching process. This way, you don't need to recreate the wheel, and I can show you how we do it here behind the scenes at Meliss Marketing. And then you can create something similar in your business. And you may also need help coming up with some inspiration for your next content ideas. I have a ton of great tips on how to never run out of content ideas and what to post when, so you can watch those here in the videos by plugging into my content playlist. So go check those out and enjoy the channel.